This is NBC 15 Law Call.
Law Call, sponsored by the law firm of Reynolds, MacArthur, and Horn. And now, in the public interest, your rights, your calls, live. Law Call.
Now, live from the Fox 6 studios in Birmingham, with award-winning broadcaster Tiffany Bittner. And from the Birmingham law firm of FARRIS, Riley & Pitt, personal injury attorney Kirby Ferris, a tough court fighter with numerous multi-million-dollar results. And personal injury attorney Ken Riley, known for his courtroom skills helping injured Alabamians.
News 13 Law Call with award-winning anchor Amy Owsley. And from a Panama City law firm of Perry & Young, personal injury attorneys Larry Perry, with more than 20 years trial experience, licenses in Florida, Alabama, and Georgia, and Chris Young, a trial attorney with millions in money awarded to his clients across the Panhandle. Plus, guest attorneys from across the Panhandle. Your rights, your calls, live. News 13 Law Call.
It's a hot topic. It's always a hot topic, and Mike is a partner with the law firm of Cunningham Bounds, a nationally recognized firm based in Mobile, and he specializes in medical negligence cases, and so we couldn't have a better guest.
We have on the line Marie from McGee, our first call of the year. Go ahead with your question, Marie.
Yes, I own a business and someone got hurt on my property, and now they're trying to sue me. Can they do that? And if so, what's my recourse?
Rocky?
Yeah, well, Marie brings up a good point, what we were just talking about. Marie, yes, you can get sued for what's in a premises liability case, but you have some protections. You don't have to be perfect as a business owner. Let's say it's a slip and fall case. You have to, the person suing you has to show that you were on notice of the dangerous condition, that you knew about, say, the water or the other substance on the floor, or that you or someone at your business put it there.
I paid a lawyer $1,200 to get a divorce. It was for my brother. And his wife passed away before they could get the divorce. And I was wondering if he was entitled to some of that money back. He asked the lawyer. The lawyer said no.
That's an interesting question.
And it kind of runs contrary to a lot of what people who call will hear from us, which is that most people who do what I do, which is personal injury law, they will meet with you and consult with you for free. And we were talking about that before we began the show tonight, because that's not the case with just about every other type of lawyer, and certainly not the case with family law attorneys.
Lawyers take a lot of flack for the amount of money they receive after a successful verdict, but most people don't fully understand the system. Personal injury attorney Alan Ritchie explains contingency fees in tonight's legal brief.
Under a contingency fee arrangement, a lawyer agrees to take a case without any money up front. In return, the lawyer is entitled to a percentage of the amount of money collected if the case is successful, usually about 1/3 to 40%.
No one wants a battle in divorce court. So is a prenuptial agreement a good idea? Personal injury attorney Rocky Wilkins weighs in on this sensitive subject in tonight's legal brief.
People who express interest in prenuptial agreements generally want to ensure that their assets remain theirs if the marriage fails, or to work out arrangements for issues that may become problems after the marriage. For some, it's just a practical way to acknowledge the fact that nearly half of all marriages end in divorce.
The New England Journal of Medicine reports that drivers on cell phones are 4 times more likely to have an accident than non-cell phone talkers. Distracted driving makes them just as dangerous as drunk drivers. Let me repeat that. Just as dangerous as a drunk driver. More than 20 states have some type of regulation restricting driving and cell phones. Alabama does not. But the U.S. Department of Transportation has issued a ban on texting while operating a truck, a van with at least 8 passengers, and other commercial vehicles. The legal principle is distracted driving. It's very hard to defend. What are you going to tell the jury? That talking to your friend about what to have for dinner is more important than being safe on the road? I see people hurt in traffic accidents every day, and I see how it affects their lives. You don't want to be the person who permanently injures a mother or a child because you couldn't wait to use your cell phone. That's your legal brief for tonight. I'm personal injury attorney Bob Prince of the Prince Glover Law Firm in Tuscaloosa. Back to you.
Thank you, Bob. Pretty straightforward, right to the point. We aren't talking about workers' compensation tonight. We want to hear from you. 741-7474 is our phone to call.
We go to our email center, and attorney Josh Hayes is in to answer some of those questions. Josh, what you got?
Thanks, Terry. Our first email tonight comes from Bobby over in Moundville in Hale County. He says his wife sounds like she is lucky to be alive. She was hit head-on last month.
We wanted to get to the email question. You know, school's back in session, and Michelle wanted to know if she's legally required to have her child vaccinated just to be able to go to school.
Michelle, the answer to your question is yes, with one exception. If your religious beliefs cause you to be unable or unwilling to have your child vaccinated, you can file an affidavit with the school system explaining your religious beliefs, and you get verification from your pastor, and your child can be excused from being vaccinated.
You learn something new each and every week on the
That's
program.
right.
If you'd like to get involved and ask Vic a question, you can go to his website, vichawklaw.com, or here to Channel 12's. The URL is WRDW.com. And what you can do is go to the right side of the screen, the red LawCall link, click on it, and fire off a question that may be read on an upcoming program.
Tonight on LawCall, join attorneys Carl Reynolds and Kathy MacArthur with more than 50 years of combined legal and trial experience. Your host, Keith Moffitt. Flush your phone calls live. LawCall, tonight at 11:35 on 13 WMAZ.
Local 15 LawCall with host and award-winning broadcaster Andrea Ramey, plus guidance from the Alabama personal injury law firm of Island and Ritchie, with millions of dollars awarded to its clients. Attorney Bill Island was born and raised in Mobile and has helped thousands of people across the Gulf Coast.
Driving during the holidays can be treacherous. If you have a question about an accident, give us a call. We'll answer it live on the air.
Every Sunday night at 10:30 after Local 15 News at 10.
WAAY 31 LawLine with attorney Tommy Senior, attorney Michael Timberlake, and attorney Will Lee. Plus help from the personal injury law firm of Senior, Timberlake, and Lee, with more than 50 years of legal and trial experience.
I'm attorney Sharon Doviet. Next 31 LawLine, traffic accidents. The most dangerous thing you do every day is probably get in a car. Be sure you know your rights in case of a crash.
Your rights, your calls, live Sunday nights at 10:35.
Well, don't go anywhere. You're invited to stick around for tonight's edition of LawCall, the live call-in program coming up just after this newscast. And host Kim Wanis is in studio now with a preview. Kim, I hear you have a theme somewhat appropriate for this time of year.
Well, Mark, there's nothing like Valentine's weekend to make us think of love and romance, but not every love story has a happy ending. And if that's the case, you might be dealing with divorce, child support, child custody, and other unpleasant issues. If you or someone you know is facing this family drama tonight, tonight's LawCall is for you. Attorney Gibson Vance is here to answer your questions live. And Gibson, these are deep, troubled waters that folks shouldn't dive into on their own.
You're right, Kim. Divorce law can be very complicated. If you have a question about divorce, child support, or child custody, give us a call. We'll be taking your questions live tonight on LawCall.
More News 12 in just a second, but first here's a look at what's coming up on LawCall.
Hi there, Christy. Tonight, car and truck accidents with Vic Hawk. I am Neil Gordon, and tonight, Vic, some tips for our viewers before a wreck even occurs.
Absolutely. You know, we're going to tell you what you really get when you ask your insurance agent for full coverage and what you really need.